Beach, South Sound, and the East End.
Some of the most spectacular diving on Grand Cayman is the North Wall, but winter winds often make access there difficult from October through April. Also, not all operators on 7 Mile Beach make trips there because it's a long ride that disrupts the normal West End routine of 2-tank morning dives with a return to shore for lunch. So make sure you plan for a trip there, because if you do hit the 8 Mile North Wall between Conch Point and Rum Point on a calm day, you won't be disappointed.
Because it's not dived as frequently as other areas, rays, turtles, and other pelagics are frequent visitors. The walls start in relatively shallow water and plunge down to infinity. The bottom slopes out gradually from the North Sound reef line from 50 to 70 feet, where there are some spur and groove formations with white sand bottoms, and then a reef bastion with sudden drop-offs. There can be deep canyons through the coral rampart.
One of the highlights is New Tarpon Alley. The typical depth of the dive is around 55 feet. The name naturally is for a school of tarpon which appear predictably by the crest of the reef. They seem to hang mesmerized in the crevices and move through the canyons over white sand bottoms as one silvery mass. Although popular game fish because they're fierce fighters, the fish are bony and not good eating, so they have few natural predators.
Another unusual north side site, Stingray City, may be the world's best 20-foot dive. Fishermen started feeding the southern stingrays here, and a select group of dive guides has continued the process. The rays are almost tame and friendly as they browse for crustaceans and handouts in the sand. Although they still have their famous stinger tails, they only seem to strike in self-defense, usually when stepped on in shallow water or when caught in a net or on a hook. Hundreds of divers have visited this site with no reported stings. A few have developed welts from the rays' powerful mouths as they miss the mark for food. The rays seem to love being fed by divers and having their undersides rubbed. They feel like satin pillows. South Sound is perhaps the least dived area because the prevailing southeast winds can fuel waves booming over the shallow reefs. But the sunlit water and the turbulence does induce massive elkhorn colonies.
When the south side is diveable, it's worth a trip because it's so different than the rest of the island. Only a few operators come here, and many sites remain unnamed. In fact, when we visited the island, the Marine Parks Department was putting